Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Shalom, shalom. Dobro utra. Buenos dias. Bismillah Rabbil Hameen. All the good stuff. Again, your brother Nubian King broadcasting from Israel, Northeast Africa. Go ahead and hit the like button, the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and the bell for all notifications so that when I put these delicious videos up, you can be notified that we got one up. The title of this broadcast is Why Do Men and Women Cheat in Relationships? Woo-hoo. This ought to be good. uh, um, I was motivated by a real good friend of mine to open up and share some thoughts about marriages, relationship, those type of subjects, because she felt like I had some really powerful points and some interesting things to say that could possibly help other people that are in relationships. And my response was, I wasn't really interested in speaking on that particular topic about marriage and relationship in 2022, being born in 1961, 60 years ago, and seeing how the generations has changed and society. And in 50 years ago, I was saying that society actually supported African American marriages. And I mentioned in the conversation, when the last time have you heard the word housewife used? Okay, housewife. Housewife. What is that in 2022? Housewife cook, clean the house, care for the family, care for the things. She's a homemaker. What? Now, in this relationship, you'll find that you have different roles. The man have a role, the woman have a role, the husband have a role, the wife has a role. Okay, but we're living here today, 2022, and I'm fortunate enough to have been from one generation where the woman sister, she was proud to fulfill her role and take care of her responsibilities as a homemaker, a wife. You understand? And the brother, he was proud to take care of his responsibility as the head of the family and the provider, to work, bring in the money, and sit down with the wife and go over the necessary financial responsibility that the family need. They did that together where I came from. But this is the thing we have to understand. We're not living in those times. It's 2022. And it's all that right there is shot to pieces. Okay. But nevertheless, because I have such great love and respect for my friend, I said, okay, I'm going to open the mic and talk a little bit on the subject. And she suggested, because I shared some things with her about why men and women had cheat because in relationship, because that question had been presented to me by a sister. And I'm going to share here what I said about why men and women cheat. Now, before I go into this, I want you to understand that we are already clear. Not everybody think the same. Okay. What I'm going to explain to you, what I'm going to explain is a mindset that covers a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying 100% because we understand everybody don't think the same, and I don't want to be facetious and have you thinking I'm the grand pooba and I know all the answers. I know a lot of answers, and I have a lot of stuff that I can share with you that would stimulate thought and hopefully help you in whatever relationship you may be having. Now, this is what I explained. When the sister asked me, why do men cheat? I told her, okay, I'm going to give you the answer and give you an answer. At the same time, I want you to realize that this answer applies to women as well as men. So when you hear me say this, I want you to know that it also applies to women. So I could ask you, why do women cheat? And this is what I explained to them. And I used the example of food, your favorite food. When you get hungry, what do you want? You want to eat. Okay, you're hungry. So the natural response is to eat. Okay, cool. You're hungry, you eat. But what do you want to eat? Okay, that's where you know your favorite food. And you're hungry, and there are times where you actually stop and kind of like think about, what do I want to eat? And you decide, okay, I want this. It may be a salad. You understand? It may be some sauteed vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Or it may be some juice. I don't know, but whatever your feeling is that time, or you may have a favorite food that when you get hungry, that's what you have, your favorite food. Now, you already know this is your favorite food, okay? So when you get hungry, boom, that's what you eat. You know what your favorite food is. You like it. You're familiar with it. And when you eat it, what does it do? It fills you up, right? And it satisfies your hunger. And in that hunger being satisfied, what's the next feeling that you get? You feel comfortable now. So those 2 points concerning food and being hungry can be applied into relationships. How? When you eat your favorite food, it fills you up, it satisfies you, and in your satisfaction, you're comfortable. Now, how did I parallel that into relationships? First and foremost, you already knew what was your favorite food. Okay. In relationships, it's very, very important to know what type of man you like or what type of woman you like. Just like your favorite food. You know before you went to eat, this is your favorite food. So when you got hungry, that's what you were going for. So in relationship, it's very important for you to know what type of man or what type of woman that does what? Satisfies you. And then when that person satisfies you, what? The next feeling is you're comfortable. Now, when you have a sister that satisfies you as a man, then you'll find comfort with that sister. And there will be no need to cheat. But all of that is predicated on you knowing what type of sister, what type of woman you need. That brings you that satisfaction and comfort. Just like you knowing what type of favorite food. It starts with you. You have to know yourself. You have to know what brings you satisfaction and comfort. Same for the woman. She has to know what type of man that brings her satisfaction and comfort. And they can't be that, the man and woman, their number one prerequisite of being satisfied by the other party is sex. Now, if you base it on that physical emotion, you're going to lose every time. What I'm talking about is in your mind, in your head, knowing what type of man or woman satisfies you. And then in your satisfaction, you'll find comfort. Now, if you're wise enough to know what type of man or woman that does that for you, you're also wise to know that when you have that, you need to hold on, because you could be out there like that person that's cheating. So why would they cheat? Because they find half of the need in one. Okay, so you get a sister and she satisfies you, right? But the type of satisfaction, it don't bring the comfort to you. You satisfied, but you really ain't comfortable with her because there's something lacking. And then you're going out looking for another sister that you can find that comfort in. And that's what makes you cheat. Same for the sister. She'll get a brother that will satisfy her, but for whatever reason, he's not really making her comfortable. Then she goes out and find another brother. And you'll find yourself looking for a particular character trait, that comfort, whatever it may be. Now that I don't know. You have to know yourself. It's just like the food. You know exactly what is your favorite food, and that's what you go for. Then relationships, the same thing. You really, really need to know what type of woman, right, brings you that satisfaction, which will cause you to reach that level of comfort. And for the sister, you need to know what type of brother that brings you the satisfaction that will cause you to reach that level of comfort. So it all starts with you knowing yourself and what makes you happy, what satisfies you, what brings you comfort. It starts with you. Now, we know there are a lot of people out there. Okay. And once you understand who you're looking for, what you're looking for, the character of the person, that's what you need to go for. That's what you need to look for. Now, here's the deal with that. That person is out there, and we're positive about that, and they could be few and far between. And so the search is the biggest effort, because once you find them, they're going to find you. You understand? Because if that man brings you that level of comfort to where you're satisfied with this man, chances are you are going to do the same thing for him. So you all will have found each other. Okay. Now, society. One point that I shared with my friend as to why I wasn't really interested in getting into the relationship thing is because of the generation in society that does not support the African American, the Black relationship. If you can see what is taking place with our people, if you 50 years, you should be able to see, especially you 60, like my age, you should see. Okay. And if you ain't lost your mind and you done turned into an old fool and you out there trying to teeny bop and be just like them, then you should be able to see from your position of experience what done happened. There has been a degradation and destruction of the mentality of too many of our people. Yes, there is a system in effect to destroy the consciousness of the African American male and female mindset, thought process, just batshit crazy. Not all of us, but too many. And so you will find young sisters saying, cook. Man, I don't cook. And they'll say it like cooking is a bad thing. Like you know what? Disrespecting me like that. And so, but the other generation years ago, they supported the virtues. The virtues, like being able to take care of the house, preparing a delicious meal for the family. You understand? Keeping the house in order. Now, I'm not talking about you just up in the house barefoot and pregnant, cooking and cleaning and all of that kind of stuff. Nowadays, it has to be a team effort, okay? Because the finances may not be enough coming from one party in the relationship to render the lifestyle that you all want to live. So nowadays, it has to be a team effort. The brother and sister, the male and female, both of them in a relationship, they now working. You know, you don't see those big families like back in the day, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children. I raised 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. They doing excellent now. I got a couple of grandchildren from a beautiful marriage that me and the sister, we started out as friends. And 22 years later in the marriage, we realized that we were better off as friends. So as adults, we made the decision to rescind the relationship back to friendship, and we doing just fine. In order to do that, you have to have a whole different type of mentality, one that's not influenced by the dictate of society out there in the streets, in the entertainment and in sports arena, and you looking at those type people for your role model. This that I'm dealing with, it came from the house. Like, do you hear, when the last time you heard the phrase charity starts at home and spread abroad? Do you even know what that means? You understand? That means that your home training came from the home, the mother and the father. You learn how to act in the house because your parents was the gods, your parents was the law, your parents was everything. And you humble yourself to your parents as their child. And they took care of you. They taught you. They nurtured you. Your father would teach you. Your mother would teach you. I had a father that he taught me much. I had a mother. She taught me much. And the discipline started right there in the house with the family. Okay? The father and the mother. And I give you an example. My father said, when I have company, I do not want to hear nothing. No noise from you babies. And you know, no big deal. I mean, you know, and then you have company, you better not come around the adults when they're in there talking. First thing they say, go on out of here. Grown folks' mouths, looking in grown folks' mouths while we talking. You know, they'd run you out the room. Then you had a table for children to eat, and you had table for the adults to eat. The children didn't sit at the same table with the adults on a regular, right? But on Sunday, everybody sit at the table and ate after church. Everybody sit at the table. But my sister and I, we had our own little table that we ate on. Okay. Also, for discipline, in those days, we didn't have cell phones and internet and computers and remote control TVs. We was fortunate as African Americans in Atlanta, Georgia. We had a piece of money. You know, we had the big floor model TV, but it wasn't remote control. It had a little round knob. You turn click, 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 2, 5. And it was only 3 stations, 2, 5, and 11, ABC, NBC, and CBS. And when my father, he was watching the TV, may his soul rest in eternal peace and power. He was 25-year Master Sergeant, United States Army. And he would sit there and watch the TV in his nice, comfortable chair with his feet up on the stool, real comfortable. And when he wanted to change the channel, he would call me. Daryl! I couldn't holler out, what? Oh, couldn't do that. He would have to hear them feet coming. And then you walk in the room, stand at the door, and he had both his hands folded in his over his lap, and he'd take his fingers was interlaced with each other. You know how you interlace your finger, and he would take that pinky finger and just point at the TV. And I walk over there. It was on channel 2, and I click at the channel 5. Click, click, and he'd look at it a little bit, and then he'd do his finger, move his finger again, and I would click at the channel 11. Click, 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 and I would stand there. He'd watch it for a while, and then he'd nod his head. That means go back to 2. So then I click it back to channel 2. Click, 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 and he'd bow his head forward. That means okay, and so I could leave. You better not show no attitude. I mean, if one of your muscles deep down in your body had an attitude, you better straighten it up, because Pop will pick up on it. and you would get straightened out real swift. If you want to scream, you better go way out there at the end of the yard. And the cartoon, they're screaming a brown paper bag, and then they'll run out there way somewhere and open the bag, and you hear the scream come out. Oh! You better do something like that. But I mean, it was cool, you know. And I'll tell you, one time we messed up, me and my sister. He had some company over, and we was back there in the room playing around. And my mother up on the shiffer roll. Ooh, shiffer roll. I don't know if y'all know about no shiffer roll. A dresser. Several, I think about 5 or 6 drawers in the dresser. It's kind of tall for us little children. And so my mother, she had a cloth up there on top, and she had these little porcelain figurines up there. No big deal, just stuff. How back in the day, sisters really dressed their houses up. You had all kind of stuff stuck on the refrigerator, figurines and all kind. You remember those little plastic thing with water in a house, and you turn it upside down, you set it back up right, look like it's snowing up in there. They had all that kind of stuff sitting around. And so this particular dresser was back there in the room my sister and I was playing around in. Now, remember, we had wall-to-wall carpet. In those days, just about everybody had wall-to-wall carpet. Nobody had hardwood floors. It was a wall-to-wall carpet, shag, thick, and we had double thick foam under the bottom. Had the professional carpet layers come out. They put all around the walls, the wood with the little nails sticking up, and then they come with the little thing, put it over there, and they kick it with their knee and tighten the carpet up. Carpet be nice, man. And so we back there playing, my sister and I, Pops up there with his guests, and my sister and I back there playing, and we happened to bump into that dresser, and one of them figurines fell on the carpet. Now, they wasn't big. That wasn't big at all. They was a little bitty thing. And they fell on the carpet, and it made a real soft boom. Man, me and my sister froze. Like, boom. I think, like, the heart stopped beating. And we listened. Pops was out there still talking. Me and my sister, we didn't know. We didn't know if he heard it. Because I'm saying it was so soft, like, boom. And he's sitting way out there in the living room chopping it up with his guests. And me and sister back there, shit, man, So we tipped to our bedroom. She eased up in her room. I eased up in mine. Remember, the whole house is wall-to-wall carpet. And we tipping on the carpet, because we scared, man. Like, damn, that thing done hit the floor. We were so scared, we didn't even pick it up, put it back up in there. We just froze, man. Oh, shit. And we went and hit the bed. I got in my bed, in my room. She went to her room, got in the bed, and that was a wrap. So, oh boy. This is parenting like 101. They see when you got children, both of the parents, y'all got to be on one accord with them babies, because them children will play you like a top. Seriously. They if one parent say no, they gonna ease up on the other one and check them. And if you say yeah, they going on with it. And then when the other parent said no, see what you doing, they gonna say, didn't I tell you? Well, daddy said I could do it. Hey, whatever. So if you not locked tight as parents, your children gonna play you like that, because it's just a child. And they ain't doing nothing to be smart. They just babies. They want what they want, and they gonna figure out the best way to get it. So if you say no, they gonna try the other parent. But back in those days, parents were locked solid. I go to my dad about something. Hey, daddy, da 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 da. He said, go ask your mama. Damn. You don't even go ask mom, because she done already told you no. So you ain't finna go back in there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way they were. They was in harmony. So we crawled up in the bed, scared as all get out, man, and then fell asleep. Thought we had made it. Talk about this harmony in your parents. About 3 a.m, my bedroom light came on, and the cover flew back. and my pop was wearing my butt out. Didn't I tell you? Like, they don't just hit you, pow, 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 and be finished with it. They got to talk every lick. They got to say something. Every word, they got to hit you. Didn't I tell you I don't? Dad, just come on, beat my ass, man. Get this over with. You hollering and screaming. And mom's back there at the door because she done flicked the light on and he done snatched the sheet back and beating your butt. So ain't no help over there because she's standing there. She with him. She turned the light on. So you ain't gonna get no help over there. You got to take that ass whipping. And they go in there and fire my sister up. She already crying. She crying because she hear them tearing my butt up, right? So she just, anyway. But now, what did that do? It instilled discipline in us as children on how to follow instruction of your mother and father. So as you came into a teenager and you run around the city of Atlanta, you understood how to what? Adhere to the law. Because your mother and father was the law, the judge, the jury, the executor in the house. And they never blurred the line between parent and child. So as young teenagers running around Atlanta, I was never a lawbreaker. I had my fun and then everything I needed to do as a teenager, all within inside the law, and I never had any problem. And as an adult, the same thing. No criminal record. Worked every day, still work every day, and live, But all of that started with what they call charity starts at home and spread abroad. That's what that means. There you have it. But again, that was the generation that I grew up in where everybody had a dad at the house. I mean, you not having a dad, it was unheard of. What? And a mama? No. Look, I remember when my sister, youngest sister, got in conception. She got pregnant out of wedlock. What? They literally, and I'm not stretching this, I'm not telling you, I'm not blowing smoke up your nose. They literally walked her out of the neighborhood. Now, who was the they? My mother, Miss Crowder, Miss Carey, the neighbor, Miss Davis, the neighbor, Miss Thompson, the neighbor, and I think it was Miss Brown, about 4 or 5 sisters, walked my sister out of the neighborhood. She had to get hat. Now I know y'all don't believe that. Not in 2022, But see, this is how we were raised to be great adults, because the parents would tell you, I'm not putting no damn fool in this world. You gonna have to get yourself together, boy, And so that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You see the great man that I am now? I'm able to say some things to you about why men and women cheat, because you yourself don't know what kind of woman you want. You don't know what kind of man you want or need or what have you. That's going to satisfy you. And then in the satisfaction, it's going to bring you your comfort. You're being told by external forces what you like. That's why you running around looking the way you looking, because someone external done told you that's what beauty is. And now I'm seeing my beautiful, luscious, chocolate Nubian queen, red hair, blue hair, green hair, multicolored hair, rouge hair. I mean, okay, eyelashes, yeah, but why the eyelashes got to be damn near an inch or two long? What's up with that? And you can see half of it hanging off a little glue. And then all of the fake hair. Let me say this to you about the fake hair thing. Maybe you all wasn't aware of this, but I remember hearing one of the CEO, I think it was Revlon Cosmetic, back in the day. He said there would be no African American hair care cosmetic companies in existence. Is that true today? I remember back in the early years. What was it, Johnson? The black people out of Atlanta, they made Afro Sheen and the black hair care products. And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you all correct me, They also published the magazine uh, Jet, and Jet magazine, where you would go and find the TV guide in there. See, this is stuff some of you people, y'all don't have no idea what I'm talking about. But those folks around my age, 50 plus, y'all remember Jet magazine. You can go in there. Oh yeah, and the Jet magazine had a sister in the bathing suit. That was porn back then. In the middle of the Jet magazine, it was a beautiful sister with a bathing suit on. I think that sold more books than anything. But you have your TV guide in there, what coming on the TV, and for the upcoming week, and then a lot of different articles about the black entertainment and everything. That was Jet magazine, okay? And so those type things that we dealt with, in the community, and this company was I think it was Johnson and Johnson, the African American beauty supply company. They created all those products. I think it was Johnson and Johnson, but nevertheless, the CEO of Revlon, he was like, there would be no black, beauty supply places. Now, when you go to the largest hair care convention in America, is held at the Georgia World Congress Center in Atlanta, Georgia. And if you go upstairs and look down on the main floor, you're going to see that everybody on the other side of the table are either Asians or white people selling the products. And everybody on the other side of the table buying the product are African Americans. What's wrong with that picture? How is it that the Asian done slid up in here? Now they all up in the selling end of products that black people are using. Okay, how is that? Now let me take you back a little bit. When I graduated Harper High School in 1979, I went through my old yearbook, a while back, a few months, because we were having this discussion about hair. And I pulled up my yearbook, class of 1979, Harper High School. And I went to the section, where they have the different ROTC, home ec, modern dance, all these different areas. Well, the modern dance sisters, they all came out in their black leotards because they was dancers, modern dancers. And they all had their hair. And let me tell you about the hair. The hair was all styled in the same style, kind of combed back like a lion's mane, real pretty, and it was big bow. And every one of those girls' hair was laying on their shoulders. That was in 1979. You can go online and see that yearbook, or basically really any yearbook, because all the sisters had hair. You all remember we had them big afro, they called the natural, and they had them picked with the metal, long pick, because the hair was long, man. And it wasn't any big cosmetic stores out. You could go, we would go to Woolco. I think it's Woolco, Woolworth, downtown Atlanta, and you get some grease. That's what they call it, some grease. It was this thick petroleum stuff you slap up there. And if the sister wanted to press their hair with the straightening comb, you slap that grease in there and you had that hot comb and you make it straight. And it'll last, you sweat, then it done curl back up on you, went back where it was. But I remember it came in a blue jar. It was thick. Like what's that other stuff? Like petroleum jelly. Man, I forgot the name of it. But anyway, those of you all know, you knew. That was about it when it came to a hair care product. That was about all she wrote. It wasn't all this stuff you got. African Pride now, New Now, what's that? Hair Crack, Super Grow, Overnight Grow, Get Your Fro On Grow, all these different things they got, the Deco beauty supply houses. And it wasn't a hair care industry that you buy all this fake hair. It wasn't nobody selling fake hair. Why? Because everybody had hair. But I remember when that heathen said there would be no black hair care. cosmetic companies or what have you. And now back then we didn't have all these chemicals to grow your hair. Why? Because everybody had hair, boys and girls. But now you roll the clock forward 2022. You got these places called Deco, the hair, the beauty supply houses. They got everything from A to Z: fake hair, wigs, eyelashes, makeup, tracks, skull caps, glue, you name it. And then remember, the skin is the largest organ on the body, right? And then the skin absorbs things. And now here your brain, right? And you sitting up there using some type of glue or heavy chemicals on your hair. And the hair follicles are very, very delicate. And so now let me show you, you got to remember now, you're living in a capitalistic society where profit is all they're concerned about. They're not concerned about the damage they're doing to the environment. They're not concerned about the damage they're doing to your skin. They got you thinking that this is what's going to make you beautiful, and you going and buying this hair off the rack because you ain't got no hair, or you think you ain't got no hair. I've seen sister with beautiful hair still go and get extensions and tracks and all these other things to make it longer. And you know damn well your hair ain't that long. But nevertheless, if you're not able to grow your hair and you using all this supplies that says super grow, but it still ain't growing, had it ever done on you that maybe the guy that's invested in the hair business selling hair don't want you to have no hair, and maybe possibly putting one or two things in all them products that make sure you don't grow hair? How can I say that? The dentist recommended toothpaste. If the dentist's job is to repair your rotten teeth and deal with your jacked up teeth, and that profession calls him to be able to live in a big, beautiful home, nice furniture, money in the bank, nice luxury car, wife, children, everything, just he's a big time dentist and running all these people in and out because they got these raggedy teeth. Why would he sell you a daggone toothpaste that's going to keep you from catching cavities, keep you from having raggedy teeth, which in turn will cut his income off? Why would he sell you toothpaste for that? So he's standing up there smiling, dentist recommended toothpaste. Then when you get to looking in the product, sugar, this chemical, that chemical. And when you close your mouth, especially at night, after you done brush your teeth before you went to bed, think you're doing a good thing, you got your body is 98.6. You're in the bed. Generally, you have the light off because, some people, they sleep with the light on. I can't do that. And you got your mouth closed, and that is a perfect petri dish breeding ground for germs. Then you look up, you got a cavity. Your tooth done rot. But you brush your teeth in the morning after you eat something and before you go to bed, and boom, you got a cavity. How did that happen? That good old dentist recommended toothpaste with all the fluoride and chemicals and whatnot. And then you say you go get Tom's toothpaste. You find out somebody, Chinese or somebody done bought that, and it ain't Tom like it used to be. I'm just throwing stuff out to make you think. So I brush my teeth with baking soda, the kind without the metal in it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you have to go specifically to a better food store and ask for the baking soda without the metal. And that's what I use to brush my teeth. Boom. That's what I use to brush my teeth. The baking soda without the, Yeah, turn it off. Go in your room and point it. It'll cut off in your room. And so I use the baking soda that it don't have the metal in it, and brush my teeth with that. Also, baking soda help alkaline your system. You follow me? So all these type things is a part of you being a healthier, better person, having better relationship. Charity starts at home and spread abroad. And you understanding what type of man you need, what type of woman you need, that brings you that satisfaction in the relationship. And in your satisfaction, you find that comfort. And so that will solve the situation of men and women cheating. Now, after all of this, if you still cheat, you just a damn fool. You just a damnable fool, you know? And if you've been having them issues about people cheating on you, then maybe you can talk to them. Maybe they possibly just don't know themselves what they like. Maybe you can help them. But you get to a point where you got a sister, you can be you and she can be her. All right, she can be herself. Y'all can be comfortable with each other. You know, comfortable with each other. You don't have to bend and twist and shape and squeeze and come up with this unrealistic person. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the fake hair, the fake eyelashes, the fake fingernail, the fake breast, you know what I'm saying? The fake butt. And then when you go to bed, you take the hair off, throw it on the couch. You take the eyelashes, throw it off. You take the breast, throw them off over on the couch. You take the butt, you throw it out on the couch. Then you jump in the bed, and the dude stand like, damn, all the good shit over there on the couch. Cause like, who is just getting in the bed? The breast on the couch, the butt on the couch, the hair, everything. You know, I might well jump on the couch. That's where all the good stuff at. Anyway, look, I don't talk to you long enough. That'll be good enough for you. But yeah, people be cheating because of those basic reasons. But again, I'm not the grand pooper to say that's exactly why, but it has a lot to do with it when you're not satisfied or comfortable with the person you with. And that's what you really should seek, is to be with somebody that satisfies you and make you comfortable. Now, the prerequisite to that is you knowing what type of man or woman that brings you that satisfaction and comfort. This has been your brother Nubian King, and I said this to you because I love you. And how much I love you? From the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. And I love you 24/7. I mean, I love you all the time. Shalom, shalom.